Hello and welcome again to M's Hardware. So as I promised in my last video, in this series of videos I'm going to show you how to build a powerful laser that's actually capable of burning stuff. So a little disclaimer, this tutorial is not for everyone. You have to be a little bit advanced when it comes to electronics to understand the process. And also I wanted to tell you that in this series of videos I'm not only going to show you how to build a laser, but I'm also going to share more knowledge with you. So in this first episode, we're gonna design and 3D print an enclosure for a laser. In the next one, we're gonna explore some of the electronics. And the third one is just gonna be for fun. We're gonna test the power of the laser and we're actually gonna burn some stuff and test its actual power. So now I'm gonna show you the parts that we're gonna need, and then I'm gonna get to the actual modeling and 3D printing of the piece. Let's get to it. Okay, so here are the parts that we're gonna need, or at least the ones that I'm gonna use. This is what's called an axis module, which is used to contain or to enclose the actual laser diode that you can kind of see right there. And this is formed by two parts, the actual enclosure and the lenses, or the lens assembly. So originally, this laser or this enclosure was designed to be used in a flashlight. So here I have the heatsink, and here I have the focus ring, and here is enclosure. So as you can see, it's empty right now. That's because one of the parts that was inside here broke. So I can't use this enclosure, so I'm going to need to design a new one. So I'm going to take the measurements of this heatsink and I'm going to design something in SolidWorks that I can print, that I can 3D print, so we can actually put it somewhere where it's stable. Okay, so I'm going to start building the base where I'm going to mount the laser. Now I'm going to use SolidWorks, and don't expect something overly complicated, first of all, because I'm not a SolidWorks expert, and second of all, because I don't need something complicated. I just need something that works, something functional. So I'm going to follow a little schematic that I have by my side. And I'm also going to put on the screen a picture of what the heatsink of the laser looks like, so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm doing. So I'm going to select the top plane, I'm sorry. And I'm going to start by drawing a simple rectangle, and the dimensions are going to be 80 millimeters, of course, and 40 millimeters. Now I'm going to extrude this, so I'm going to make it an actual 3D shape, and it's going to have a height of 10 millimeters. That's perfect. So this is going to be the base, and now I have to create a plane. It should be right here. I'm going to close this. Okay, so I found it, it's right here. So I'm going to insert a plane, and the first reference is going to be this face of my shape, and I want it to be at a distance of 0 millimeters. Right? And that's it, that's all I need. So now if I select that plane and I go to sketch, also I want it to face towards me. I'm going to draw a really simple shape. So I'm gonna need 3 lines. This one is going to measure 40 millimeters. This one is going to measure 25. And this one is gonna measure 40 millimeters. That's it. Now I only need to connect the open ends. And now I'm gonna extrude this so it can go all the way through the shape that I already have. So I'm gonna do the same, extrude, and I'm gonna switch directions so it goes the other way around. Now I need 40 millimeters. And that's it. Now I have the basic shape that I want, but I have to model it. So the heatsink has a cylindrical shape, so now I need to create something here that allows me to actually put the heatsink inside the space. So I'm gonna do the same thing, face towards me. I'm gonna go to the sketch section. Since this measures 40 millimeters, I'm gonna go to the middle. I'm gonna draw this line just for reference. And the biggest diameter of my heatsink is 22 millimeters. So I want 4 millimeters extra space, so the radius is going to be 11 millimeters plus 4, that's 15. So the center of my circle is going to be 15 millimeters apart from that top line. Okay, so now I can start with the inner diameter, which measures 20 millimeters. But since I'm gonna be 3D printing this, I need to give it a margin, an error margin. So my radius has to be, well, in this case it's giving me the diameter. So my diameter is 20 millimeters, but I have to add an extra 0.2 millimeters. So it's gonna be 20.2 millimeters. Now, in order to extrude a hole through this shape, I need to delete these lines, because otherwise it's gonna give me some problems. So I'm just gonna delete them real quick. And I can also delete this dimension. So now I go to features again, and now instead of extrude a base, I'm going to extrude a cut. And it's not gonna be 40 millimeters. The actual depth of my heatsink is 19 millimeters, but just in case I'm gonna give it 20 millimeters. All right, click OK. And now we can see a hole right here. But we're not done. The heatsink actually has 2 different diameters, so I have to make up for that. So I need to draw another circle. We're gonna go to sketch again. We're gonna select the circle again. And now the second diameter, it's around 22 millimeters. So we're going to smart dimension. It's 22 plus the error margin, that's going to be 22.2. Okay. Now we can delete this dimension. Oh, SolidWorks didn't like that. And the depth of that diameter is actually 4 millimeters. So we go to extrude cut again. We change 4 millimeters. We click OK, and we have it already.